I think the Skibbity War is a pretty fun one to keep in touch with.
I'm on Shuffle here with Modern Color. How are you guys doing? What's going through your head?
Doing great. That was an awesome show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is amazing. Since the last time we played here in 2017, like a huge upgrade. It was awesome. Yeah.
Chilling, had fun. I'm stoked.
Yeah, we played here in 2017. That feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Compared to tonight, especially.
That's sick. Right now, the Logan Paul, the fucking Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight's going on.
Very sad.
Who do you have right now winning?
We actually just saw it, and it's over.
It's over?
I had Tyson, but you know how the things go.
Damn, Jake won.
Unfortunately.
That's setting us back another 15
It's a big
years.
loss for America tonight, if I have to say so.
Totally.
Bad year for America
Yeah.
in general, yeah.
That's been 2 major losses now. Anyways, what has been your guys' favorite show on the tour so far?
Either Austin was fantastic. We played the Mohawk. It's always a good time. We love Texas. Also, Orlando was insane.
Wow.
Florida has been really, really kind to us for the last few years, so appreciate that.
Awesome.
I would have to say Brooklyn. For some reason, the East Coast just shows us so much love, and it's awesome. Yeah.
I'd say Austin or Orlando too. Florida's been not a sleeper, but pretty exciting the last few times we've been there. So.
What makes those shows in Orlando so special?
Just a lot of energy from the crowd. People really excited to see us, which is it's always crazy to see and feel when you're playing.
Totally.
Orlando has recently been really sick for us. Normally it's always the A markets, they call them, like LA, New York and stuff that we can always count on to just be bangers. But over I guess the last year or two, Orlando is one we always look forward to because a lot of kids will come out and they're really connected with our music. So it's not we're necessarily playing in trying to win over new people or just how it goes. You play in front of new people every time you go around, but it's kids that come out and they're already into the music. Mm-hmm. So the connection's already there, so it feels like you're bonding more rather than just playing for the first time for people who are going in blind. So that's what's really exciting about playing cities where we've kind of developed a relationship with the people in the cities.
Makes sense. What are your guys's, or maybe a single lyric out of all the Modern Color stuff that really means something to you?
Oh, man. I have to say a specific song is probably Empty Rooms for me. It's a very personal song about my relationship with my mom, and that's a little bit complicated. So that's very near and dear to my heart. Yeah.
I would say any lyric that references the South Bay. I mean, I think that's the essence of what we are. We're just kind of going through the experiences of us growing up in the South Bay. So anything mentioning Portuguese Bend, anything like that, mentioning the South Bay, I think just resonates with me all the time. It just feels like home.
They're okay, yeah, we're just going to be on standby here.
I feel like the easy answer for me is just Pale. Just because I wrote it about falling asleep in class. And that's just, I don't know. It just feels genuine to me. I wasn't trying to go for anything really besides what I was feeling in the moment.
It's real.
I like the simple lyrics the most because I feel like when you're communicating with people, I feel like that's what resonates most, rather than stuff that's necessarily complex or poetic or whatever. My favorite lyric right now is our song "Good Neighbor" off our new record, "There Goes a Dream," where Fleming sings "Do something useful." It's just great. It's just simple. Just do something useful. I think that song is essentially about how easy it is for people to hop online and just essentially complain about shit, and rather using your energy that way, put it into something more productive or more positive.
Totally.
Simple lyric, but a great one.
I agree. So kind of rolling off that, when's the last time you guys cried to music?
Oh my God. I don't know. That's a tough one to answer. I don't know when the last time I cried to music. Probably when I was really stoned and that just
Yeah.
caught me off guard. I can't tell you what it was though, but probably a while ago, put it that way.
I wouldn't say. I mean, it's music related, but it's some like Disney movie. It's like about like a little Mexican kid that's like about Dia de los Muertos. I'm like totally spacing.
Coco?
Coco, I think was like something that really resonated with me as being like Hispanic and playing music, and that was cool. Like everything, and that's everything they sung in that movie was cool. I think that's the last time I cried to music specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Not to say that music hasn't moved me like recently, but like I feel like the last time I really like was overwhelmed and got maybe even cried. It had to have been a long time ago, but it was one of the first times I had done LSD, and I was laying in a field, feeling like I was about to go too far, you know what I'm saying? And then somebody put on Sex Tape by Deftones. I remember it kind of like just the feeling of everything being like sorted out and okay when I was feeling like super overwhelmed and chaotic just a few seconds before. I don't know if I necessarily cried, but I remember feeling like so relieved and so like thankful that Sex Tape was playing and that it was just like a good song.
So mine was like fairly recently. It was actually last summer when we were recording our record, our newest record, There Goes the Dream. I was with Corey Kaufman, who records our records. He's our engineer on that one. And we were listening to Peter, Paul, and Mary, Puff the Magic Dragon. We were listening to that together. I was like laying on like the floor of his room. We were like listening to it, and I was like starting to tear up because it's like a pretty sentimental song.
Yeah.
And like everyone here knows that song, right? Yeah. So it's essentially about like a kid growing up and outgrowing his imaginary friend, or it could represent different things to people, but essentially that's the takeaway. So like growing up and like the loss of imagination, end of adolescence, moving on. It's like I don't know. I feel like anyone can connect to that song, and hearing that as an adult felt like really resonant in that moment. And I was like starting to tear up. I was like, no, my bro can't see me like this. So I like kind of looked away and then kind of like mellowed out, let it pass through me. But yeah, that's a really, really great song.
That's sick, totally. And now kind of going back to your guys' childhood, growing up in the scene, how has it really changed? The new scene has changed from how you guys grew up in the scene.
I feel like given the pandemic, I feel like a lot of younger kids were able to connect with music on a more personal level, and they were seeing videos of shows, and they were more inspired to like go to shows. So I feel like more recently it's just a resurgence of younger people being passionate about guitar music, because I feel like for a long time it was like everyone's into DJs and like a totally different like scene. So I don't know, I feel like more recently it's just young kids that are passionate and that are totally new, but kind of letting go and I don't know, letting that passion take over when they do see live music. I think it's pretty beautiful, honestly.
I agree.
Yeah, I would kind of just have to piggyback on that. Like, it sounds weird to say, but just even show etiquette. That sounds so crazy to say, but like, kids are just so new to coming to shows. They don't know how to like, stage dive without hurting themselves. They don't know how to like look out for one another. But I feel like we're coming around, and it's cool. I'm seeing a younger generation kind of like take this on after the pandemic, and it's cool. I feel like there's a lot of community and just learning happening about music, and it's awesome. Yeah.
What's some show etiquette you think you can recommend to the new kids?
Just catch everyone. Like stage diving is so much fun. I recommend everyone does it in their lifetime, and it's so cool when you feel like everyone in the crowd has your back because they love the same music as you. It just feels like such a connecting experience. Yeah.
Anything to add on that? Or?
Throw your hands up. If someone's flying at you, all you got to do is put your hands up and you'll catch them. And then they won't fall and hurt themselves. And that's it. That's literally all. So if you can do that, then you can go up on stage and feel confident, do the same thing, and it's fun for everybody.
Also, if you're in the front, pack in, make it dense, and then it becomes safer for everybody.
Totally.
If you open up just like a black hole in the middle of the crowd, like people are gonna hit their heads and die and all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I feel like a lot is the same and a lot is different, but it's still kind of the same core. I feel like social media has made it a lot easier for people and bands to connect to fans farther away. I feel like when we were younger and first starting out, it was a lot harder to reach people that weren't directly in our scene or in our city or just like within 100 miles. I remember when we first started touring, it was a lot of just like cold calling people and playing for whatever we could, where I feel like it's not necessarily easier now for a band to set up a tour, but I feel like there's a lot more resources for people to use. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what the new aesthetic is or like the new tools are, it's still, loud music in front of people, putting yourself on the stage, just being as genuine and as vulnerable as you can without really thinking too much about it. I think that's what really still like connects with people, and that's what people want to see. So a lot is the same and a lot is different, but I think it's mostly still the same core values.
Great response.
I guess that's more or less true. Yeah, there are more tools at our disposal. Touring is a lot easier now than it used to be. Like, I just think about like the entire time we've been a band, we've had smartphones. You know what I mean? Just imagining like, Henry Rollins getting the van, that's kind of a meme and stuff now. But like, just back in the day, like, just how hard it was to tour without like the means to just easily communicate with like promoters or people in towns and things that are very easy to like take for granted, just like simple means of communication.
Yeah.
But zooming out of that, I think there's like a revitalization of rock, like for rock music right now. I'm not super in touch with like all of like the super young bands that are starting out, but I can tell just in our little lifespan of like, I've been in the band for 8 years, I'm seeing it grow in real time and seeing like more and more young people come out, which I think is amazing, because I think at its best, rock music is a youth movement. You know what I mean? It's for the youth, ultimately. So seeing all these new kids come in is like really, really great.
Totally. And kind of rolling off that, who are some like rock adjacent or even just playing out rock bands that you guys want to give that shout out to?
Oh man, I'll have to say, if we're talking about rock and roll, shout out to my homies in Toner. They're a fantastic band from the Bay, and they have that energy and passion that I think embodies that rock and roll kind of spirit. I don't know. I'm sure everybody has a good answer.
There's so many, because I don't want to say one, because then I have to say them all, and then we'll
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
This is the first one that came to mind.
I think for a contemporary band, Tagabow is really cool. I was stoked that we got to play with them like a year or two ago, just because they're like totally like a melting pot of like all these different kind of subcultures, and I find them bringing a lot of new kids in. And it's just great to see all sorts of different, like, subgenres and styles and all this stuff all melting together. I think that's something unique about this point in time in music, is that everything is converging now. It's less like these separate scenes and stuff, and it's like you can be like a rave kid and like shoegaze or like hardcore or whatever. It doesn't matter,
I was going to say Toner too. I love those guys, but I also have to shout out Soulblind, who's on this tour right now.
Oh yeah.
Literally our day one homies, and just seeing that band progress and just say, fuck it, we're going to be this band. We're going to be the smoky, just straight, heavy rock band is just awesome. I love those guys. Shout out to them.
I don't know if I feel like people are catching on to them already, but Wishy is a band that is pretty exciting to me. I feel like they touch on a lot of things that I like. And their newest record is pretty cool. Prize Horse is pretty cool.
Love them.
I feel like they're really, really strong musicians doing something that is like deeply characteristic of who they are and what they like. And I think that's cool. Not necessarily wearing their influences on their sleeves, but not afraid to really just be who they are. And I feel like that first record was great, and I'm excited to see what they're working on now.
Totally. And final question for you guys. What is your favorite type of brain rot?
Oh my God. Favorite type of brain rot.
You have to ask our merch person, Emily.
Yeah,
She's our main supplier.
she's the real true Gen Z aficionado.
Can I start this one off?
Yeah, please.
Anything SpongeBob related.
Like
Come on,
Freak Bob?
Yeah. You can't go wrong with Freak Bob, SpongeBob. Yeah, all that. I love it all. Yeah, definitely.
I think the Skibbity War is a pretty fun one to keep in touch with. I don't know. I doom scroll Twitter a lot more than I'd like to admit, so I think my brain's just rotted by everything I've seen anyway, unfortunately.
I don't know, honestly. I'm still pretty stuck in like deep fried era. I really like a lot of deep fried things. That still kind of gets me. It's just got to be good, It's got to hit good. I feel like all types of brain rot really speaks to me.
Are you getting the Ice Spice skin when you get back?
I'll be honest. That's Fortnite,
That's
right?
Fortnite.
I like the fish stick skins better.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
really obsessed with the fish stick ones. So
Yeah, something
That's-
is missing from the Ice Spice skin. Can't put my finger on it, but I don't know.
I like the fish stick ones, and like I want to buy every good dance move they got on the store.
Yeah. Hopefully that tour can pay for that.
Oh yeah. Might be paying for too much of that.
There's a lot, but one that I feel like is near and dear to our hearts is probably John Pork.
Yeah.
We have like a lot of John Pork.
Too much.
A lot of John Pork, like repping our merch, I guess that's one, and I feel like our fans seem to dig John Pork too. There's like photos of him like floating around, wearing our merch,
That's awesome.
posing with us, posing with Fleming. So I'm just gonna shout out John Pork.
Yo, I got
awesome.
one more. The Roddy Rich capybara memes were pretty good.
Oh my God!
And the box,
yeah.
like anytime the box is mentioned, it brings me joy. So yeah, that's probably the cap
great.
right there on my Gen Z abilities.
Any final words or advice to future musicians you want to give?
It sounds really cliche, but it's not that hard. You just gotta put passion and time into your craft. You have to play shows and try to connect with people, go to shows. Try to be a part of the scene that you want to be in. It sounds simple, but it's tough. It's a lot of work. But if you're genuine about what you do, then it shows. That's it.
We need more bands. Make more bands. Be in 3 bands at once. It doesn't matter. We need more music in the world, and we need just more people playing guitar, playing the drums. Just make more bands, please. Yeah.
Yeah, practice and be yourself and be willing to sacrifice for what you want. 'Cause it's really all there, you know what I mean? Like even like I say this a lot, but we're not like geniuses, We're not successful because like we're prodigies. We just got lucky and we practiced and we played hard and we toured a lot. So I feel like really anybody can do it if you are determined enough. We've been a band for a long time, sure, but like we're here now.
True.
We're lucky, but we definitely worked our way here too. So if you put in the work, you'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, be yourself, have fun, play hard. Go support bands that you like. Go find your peers, Like go out, play shows with people who you think are like-minded and support them and have a good time.
That's awesome. Well, I'm on shuffle with Modern Color, and we're out of here.
Thank you.